One of the quickest ways to generate a commission check, regardless if you're brand new or 30 years in real estate, is by picking up the phone and calling. But not many of us do it. Not many of us get on the phone. Why is that? Well, it's not because the act of calling itself is difficult. It's what we've built it up to be that's causing the challenge. So today I want to share with you what highly effective real estate agents that only do phone prospecting are doing that makes them so successful. But first, welcome. My name is Jaime Resendiz, and I help real estate professionals exponentially grow their business through actionable content. All right, so let's get right into it. First things first, we need some confidence. Yes, we need to have the confidence that we can actually do this, because in reality, you can. Again, the challenge is what's in between your two ears. That's what's causing the friction and resistance from you picking up the phone and calling. So we must remember, as real estate agents, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that the other person that picks up the phone can do? Yes, they can be rude. Yes, they can curse. Yes, they can yell at us. But at the end of the day, all you have to do is press in call and you're good. So rather than associating the negative aspect to cold calling, why not associate the positive? Why not associate that every time somebody tells you yes, that's a potential $9,000 commission for you and your family? Number two, leveraging scripts. The highly effective phone prospectors don't just get on the phone and wing it. They have an outcome in mind, and they have a lot of scripts that help them achieve that outcome. And the difference between a top 1% prospector and one that's just average is that the top 1% prospector has internalized those scripts. They know them so well, and nothing's going to deter them from getting their points across. And most importantly, they don't sound robotic. They don't sound like they're reading off of a script, because they're not. It's all internalized. And really, this can be tied back to the confidence tip that we just talked about. If you know what to say, if you know the direction that you want to take the call, how much more confidence will you have to get on the phone? One of the biggest things that I hear from all of our agents is, I don't know what to say. Well, if you have a script that's going to guide you along the way through the conversation, wouldn't that make it much easier? Number three, make an offer. Offer something of value to whoever it is that you're calling, whether you are circle prospecting, whether you're calling expireds, FISBOs, connecting with your sphere. Offer something that you can share with them. This could be a calculator, this could be a template, this could be a cheat sheet, this could be something that actually has value for the end user that they will benefit from. As an example, next time that you're circle prospecting, why not offer a free seller net sheet that the homeowners that you connect with can use? Because the moment that they say yes, that they do want that seller net sheet, is an opportunity for you to request their email and the rest of their contact information. Tip number four, when you're calling, track your numbers. You want to track the number of calls that you're making so you know the amount of work that you're putting in. You also want to track the amount of contacts that you're making, because that's going to let you know the strength of your calling list or the database that you're using. And this is super important, because the strength of your list matters if you're cold calling. So by you tracking the amount of contacts that you actually make, it lets you know that the phone numbers are good. It lets you know that the contact information is good. So you want a healthy list. And if you're interested in the provider that I use with our agents, check out Redx. And if you use the link in the description, your setup fee will be waived and you'll be supporting the channel. And the third number to track is the amount of emails that you collect, because that's going to help you identify how effective your scripts are, because you're getting some contact information. And then of course, you want to track the amount of appointments that you're setting. That's going to let you know how effective you're being with your phone time. And tip number five, ask questions. We don't ask enough questions when we're calling. We think that we are being intrusive for some reason, but at the end of the day, you're helping people. If they're busy, then they're not going to pick up the phone. But if they do pick up the phone, then they have some time to talk. Don't let them lie to you. But at the end of the day, you're calling to help people. And the best way to help people is by asking them what they need help with. So ask more questions. Probe a little bit further. Just really get to the root of it. And here's a little strategy that's going to help you ask more effective questions. Instead of asking questions that have yes or no answers, ask questions that will open up a conversation. So don't use words like would, use words like how. So as an example, you can use the following question: how will you be selling your house in the future? That type of question does not allow for a yes or no answer. They have to think about it. Tip number 6, provide the solution, not the features. Share what the the outcome will be. Share what the goal is. Your house will sell. It will sell for more, and it's going to sell in a short amount of time, as opposed to trying to oversell with features on what you plan to do. The outcome's what's important. Now, at some point, you do want to share some of the features, but that's going to be mostly when you're asked. But if you do your job correctly and come across with a ton of confidence, very few people ask. They're more interested in getting the house sold rather than hearing a 50-minute presentation on everything that you plan to do. And tip number 7, please follow through. If you say that you plan to follow up on a certain day, make sure that you follow up on that day. If you commit to delivering an item that you offer them, make sure that you deliver it. Because remember, you've already made that initial call, so that friction is out of the way. And if you made contact and you're committing to follow up at a later date or delivering something at a later date, make sure that you do it, because it's in this follow-up that you're actually going to see results. Very few people that you call, regardless if they're expireds, FISBO, circle prospecting, or anybody, are going to be ready to go on the day that you call them. So you must follow through and follow up in order to actually close some business. All right, so now I want to hear from you. What would you include in this list? Let me know in the comment section down below.